Hello everyone, I'm Jordan, welcome back to another video. So guys, today we're going to talk about the premiere of The Last of Us on HBO Max. So guys, the first episode came out last night, and I gotta say it was pretty cool and probably one of the best adaptations of a video game I've ever seen, if I'm going to be honest. By the way, on the topic of Pedro Pascal, there's also a Mandalorian trailer coming out tonight, so I'll probably do a reaction for that trailer either tomorrow or Wednesday, in case I don't have the time tomorrow. To be honest, I had really high expectations for the show, not only because of the casting, because the casting is obviously a strong point in the series. From what I've seen in the trailers, it looked really cool, and just what I would have wanted The Last of Us show to look like. But now on to the strong points of this, first episode. So, Pedro Pascal as Joel is probably one of the castings like any fan would have dreamed of, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, he just captures that essence that Joel has in video games. He has that type of grumpy attitude, which I really liked, and also has those slightly hints of humor, which is probably one of my favorite things about Joel. He's always this grumpy dude, but he knows the time to make jokes and make people laugh, so that's pretty cool. And we saw him in two different time stages in this episode, and the difference between these two versions of Joel are like something I really like to see by how different they are from each other. We see that in if I'm not mistaken 2003, when the first 30 minutes are set. Joel is this younger dude, I think is 36, and he has a daughter, Sarah, which we will talk about later in the video. And we see that he's this, he is a dad, but kind of this down on his luck type of dude. And compared to the, 2023 timeline version of Joel, he's this older, more violent version of Joel, which I really liked from the games, and I'm glad it's being well adapted to the video to the TV show. Sarah. So the first 30 minutes of the episode focus on Sarah in this entire background set in 2003, where we see younger Joel, Tommy, Sarah, and this first 30 minutes really added a lot that we hadn't seen in the games to the character of Sarah, especially to her persona. They added more stuff like a bit of her school life and stuff she wants to do with Joel. So we see in the episode that she sometimes steals from Joel, and on the case of stealing from Joel, she also says one of the phrases from the game, like word to word identical. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, Julius liked Sarah. Even though I knew the destiny of where she would be, the episode still created a lot of new stuff for me, to feel, connected to these characters and make the death scene much more impactful. So that's probably one of my biggest, likes, I guess, from this episode. I want to talk a bit about Ellie. We didn't see her much in the episode. We saw her being in prison, let's say, by the Fireflies, and then we saw her by the end of the episode with Joel and Tess. And I gotta say, I'm really liking her performance. From what we've seen in the little bits that we've seen, Bella Ramsey really has that Ellie attitude that I like. She I don't want to say mean, but she's disrespectful, let's say. And I like her impulsive, attitude, which is pretty awesome. Now, characters aside, I wanted to say that the way this episode was paced, I think, is one of the highlights of the episode. Like, most of the scenes, made us, believe that we were in that moment. Longer moments, I think, is really my cup of tea, and I just really like them. But there were also some parts where were really short and just really switched up to the next scene. depend on the scene, of course, but overall, I think this episode was greatly paced, and uh, and most of the scenes where I really like the pacing were in the scenes, for example, where Joel meets Ellie, with Marlene, when Marlene's whole, Firefly building is with a bunch of dead people. I think I really like that scene and how it was filmed and stuff. And from there on, we got onto a storyline where it's Joel and Tess, taking Ellie, I think, to the west, if I'm not mistaken, helping the Fireflies, escape this quarantine zone in Boston, I'm gonna say. Maybe. I think it's in Boston. Yeah. Yeah, probably in Boston. But this goes on to, this will probably lead up to, Joel meeting up with Tommy, which is in Wyoming, if I'm not mistaken, from what we've seen in the episode. Don't forget, I haven't played the game, so I don't know exactly where Tommy is according to the games. So forgive me again. And from that scene on, when Joel is with Ellie and Tess, there's one specific scene at the end where we see the cop that Joel was selling drugs to early in the episode. They catch him peeing, and in this scene we kind of see what Joel would have thought and would have done to the officer that killed Sarah 2 decades earlier, and that's what Joel did. He kicked the officer's butt, just like that.
Move!
And yeah, that was a really powerful scene, and it makes me believe that Joel has been seeing and imagining this moment for almost every night for the past 20 years, and finding out how he would solve it, like prevent Sarah from dying like she did in the episode and in the game. So I think this is probably one of the most powerful scenes in the episode. By the way, the cinematography in this episode and in this scene specifically was also great. With Joel punching in Ellie in the background just watching. And I think from this moment on, Ellie will, trust Joel, by the way that Joel protected her in that moment. I think Joel really sees Sarah and Ellie, and I kind of do as well. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this small review. I'm hoping that I do more reviews for The Last of Us in each week, which I think will be something really fun. So thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and comment below what you guys think of this review. And if you guys are excited for the rest of The Last of Us show, I'm Renil. Peace out. Take care.